two things about like why the whole like premise of the final act is ridiculous, which, for the record, what we're talking about is in the final act, Bruce Willis, James Cole, has decided he's going to stay in the past because this is what he wants. He wants to live in the past where things aren't messed up, and he wants to get it on with Madeline Stowe's character, Catherine Railly, right? And he's going to go down to the Florida Keys and live his best life. Well, like, while they're at the airport, they come to the realization that the Army of the 12 Monkeys is not responsible for the plague. It's this lab assistant, and the lab assistant is also at the airport, and he must have the plague with him because he's visiting like way too many major cities,
right?
For business, right? So there's the climax is the future is aware of the mistake now. They tell James Cole that he has to take care of it, but it's not clear exactly what they want him to do. He just says you gotta shoot him, right? So they decide that means that he has to shoot the lab assistant. Okay. So this doesn't make sense to me for two reasons. Number one, we have already established that the past cannot be changed. So why are we trying to shoot? Like, I don't understand what that accomplishes. Because, like, this has always been, like, a scientific, like, fact-gathering mission, right?
They gathered the important fact, and now they want to just shoot him and why not use the information to go back in time again. But
right.
I've got the answer, and I know why it doesn't make sense, and I know why it never will, because the people in charge in 2035 are not the people that we would put in charge who actually have the brains to pull off the right methods of time travel.
Yes.
Because at the very, very end of the movie, when the lab assistant sits down on the plane, he sits next to a woman who says she's in insurance. The woman that he sits next to on the plane who's in insurance is one of the leaders of the lab in the future in 2035. She's one of the people who's talking to Cole, preparing him to go time travel, which means she's one of the most important people. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but if you didn't, this is a key point, because the people in charge in 2035, because remember, most of humanity gets wiped out, which also means scientists and doctors and really, really smart people. So that means the people in charge in 2035 are whoever the smartest people left were. And one of those people was this lady who's just an insurance agent in 1996, which means they're all fucked forever because you don't have the right people in the right roles in 2035 to, one, do time travel correctly, which is also why time travel gets messed up throughout the film. And it's also why they can't handle the end of this movie correctly when they get the correct information. They have no idea how to act.
Okay. So I am so glad you just addressed that. The ending of this movie I found so confusing. And I think you're right. I think that's exactly what that's supposed to be. Because, like, the first time I saw this movie, I'm going to walk you through my thought process on both times when I observed this. The first time I saw this movie, and the twist of one of the heads of the scientific program sitting next to the man who will release the plague on the plane, and she says, "I'm in insurance," I misinterpreted that thinking, oh, she came back in time, and she's going to be the one that kills him because she's insuring the future.
Got it.
That's what I thought the first time, right? I watched it the second time and I realized, oh, that was completely wrong, because she's not from the future. She actually is from this point in time, right? Which, like, we come to see that, right? We come to see, like, a few future characters who lived in this time, right? And in watching it, I was like, oh, okay. So are they, like, making a meta commentary here that, like, the past is the past and, like, it's being insured, like, nothing will change from this moment? Which, like, maybe, but, like, no, that's absolutely what they were getting at, what you just said.
Yeah.
That this person did not have a job that qualified her to be in the role that she will later carry out, which later informs the mistakes that will lead to them creating the past of the 12 monkeys and the plague.
Yep.
That's the insurance. Oh my God.
Yeah. This is why, because the whole time they're chasing the wrong organization, because the people that are in power one, they figured out how to they figured out how to time travel, but they haven't figured out how to time travel correctly, or like on to like the specific points they need to, which also means they don't have the right access to the right information throughout time to get the right info they need, which is why they're chasing the wrong organization the whole time when they really should just be chasing one guy. And it's because the people in charge in the future are just the smartest people that were left, which means insurance agents and, you know, whoever else, name it. But it's not, you know, 20 of the smartest, you know, physicists and engineers. It's just the smartest people that survived
and happened to be
plague.
Okay, this is why we do this, because this exchange, like, I was so lost with this ending.
I am so glad that I was the one to enlighten you on how this movie goes. Totally. This is amazing.
Twice, I did not pick up on that. And you're so right. That's got to be what it is, because one of the themes of this movie is humans make everything worse. Yeah, that is 100% what they were trying to say at the ending. Thank you. I legit talked to like my friends about this. I'm like, I don't get the ending of this movie. I don't get what it's trying to say.
Yeah, that's it. That's 100% it.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
The second that scene happens, right, when he sits next, the lab assistant sits next to this woman on the plane, I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same woman who's been talking to Cole in the future the whole time. I'm like, holy shit. And then she goes, hi, I'm in insurance. I'm like, oh my God, no fucking wonder they're so bad at this time travel stuff. She's an insurance agent until 1996, and then she has to figure out how to survive, and then she has to figure out how to save everyone else in the future later. It's like, this is crazy. She's underqualified for all of it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so great. That is so wild.
But it's also it also explains why the future looks so shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like
they don't have the right people to do
they don't have the right people to do any of it. So even like 1996 technology, if you don't advance it in 2035, would still look better than what it looks like in 2035. But when you take under consideration that they also don't have the right people in place for the things they need to do, it makes perfect sense. So really, the director, Terry Gilliam, Gilliam, brilliant. Like the whole thing is brilliant by with set design and like with how the characters are, like, you know, with who they actually are and like
they're all inept. Yeah.
The details throughout the different timelines is brilliant with when you take in all those things into consideration. It's really well done. Like I am. Like, I think maybe an hour in, I was like, oh my God, this movie's awesome. And then once the movie ended, I was so pissed that I had never heard of it and that you got to pick it in the time travel draft. Because like, when you picked it at first, I was like, oh, this idiot just picked a movie called 12 Monkeys. There's no way it's going to be better than my Stuck in the Loop. And my Stuck in the Loop was Prisoner of Azkaban, and I'm a Harry Potter stan, so I'm not going to say it's better than that. But God damn it, Joe, it's a good pick. You picked well.
Thank you.